K6KRQ, your net control operator for the River City ARCS Slow Scan TV Net for Wednesday, July 21st. This net serves for training and practice in image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on the N6NA repeater on 441.3 megahertz. River City ARCS members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need the repeater, please contact the net control by saying break, break. A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet in their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Any station who wishes to join the net, please come now.
Kilo Mike 6 Delta Victor Tango.
Alpha India 6 Delta Golf.
November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec.
Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta Carol.
All right, I got a good group that first call. I got Jim, KM6DVT up in Grass Valley, excuse me. I got Joel, AI6DG. I got Bob, N6PGQ. And I have Carol, KP4MD. Welcome home, Carol. Anybody else? All right, that's a pretty decent start. We'll call in a little bit to see if anybody else comes along. So Jim was our first check-in, so I'm going to have him at the top and start off first if he is ready. If you are ready, Jim, go ahead and send. Jim, thank you. Not a bad transmission. Scotty 1, you must be at near the or in the line of sight of the Beale ray gun, though. But it is a good picture, but I am perplexed. Let's go to Joel for first commentary on it. Joel's AI6DG. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, APOS really seems to be prominent tonight. Yeah, I'm a bit confused too. I think I see the reflection of LED lighting as that arch of bright lights on the upper or whatever we're looking at. Doesn't look like a CRT. It's maybe a tube of some kind, but it doesn't. It looks like it's not a normal tube shape, and what's in there doesn't really look normal to me, or like a tube either. There's something inside of a glass container. Background's all kind of blurred, so I can't tell from the background what it might be. The big round thing that's transparent, that's got something inside of it, is all I can really tell. Some metallic parts. I don't know. AI6DG back to net.
Thanks, Joel. And this is a perplexing one, and it's not, and it's a good picture too. Let's go to Bob in northmost Roseville. He's N6 BGQ.
Well, good evening to the net. Well, I am also perplexed. It doesn't look like a tube to me, but, you know, I've been confused before. I think the scale's a little bit different. I think it's larger than a tube, but we'll find out. Quite a few pixel pops. You know, it looks like it's in a building with, you know, fluorescent lights or something to that effect around it. It's going to be interesting to find out what it is. You know, it looks like grappling hooks or something at the bottom of it, and some kind of a tube with other tubes connected to it down at the very bottom. So I'm confused also. Be interesting to find out what we're looking at, the N6 PGQ.
All right, thank you, Bob. Again, this is a mind bender. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD. Maybe she's got another outlook.
Now, I am completely stumped with this. I'm very sorry. I notice also there's an awful lot of noise from the paved pause today. I'm hearing a lot of crackling on everybody's transmission, and you can see the pixel pops there. Probably about 2 to 3 dozen pixel pops. Otherwise, the colors are nice and brilliant. I see that KM6DVT with really bright red, and looks like we're looking at some kind of a round glass. It looks like it's glass. It just gives me the impression this is something glass, like as if it was a floodlight, but it's got a whole bunch of stuff inside it. I have no idea what this is. So back over to Nets, KP4MD.
All right, Carol, thank you. So you got us all on this one, Jim. I'm going to guess it's something. We got a photo last week of an F4 Phantom, so I'm going to guess we're maybe in the same genre, and this is some kind of a avionics component. But I'm still perplexed. So, Jim, go ahead and tell us what it is and all about it.
Yeah, this is an optical gun sight at the back and end of the B-52 gun. It was at the Dayton U.S. Air Force Museum I went to. Quite a display. And to the left, you can see it's hooked to a long tube, which goes in the back of the B-52.
That's interesting. That's a component I'm not familiar with. I'll have to check that out and see if I can find more about it. How long ago was this that you were there?
Maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I'll have to look at the date.
All right, very good. I've heard of that, but I've not been. So very good. Again, good picture, just like the pave pause looks like it's getting you. And you fell victim to the IDer there right above your call sign, but it was a good picture. You've done quite a bit to get your signals out. Good job. All right then. We're going to move on to Joel. Joel's AI6DG, and let's see what Joel's got for us tonight. If you're ready, Joel, go right ahead.
So first off, what's my audio level like for the voice? And now I'm going to do a tone. Tell me what the audio level's like for the tone.
Voice and tone are strong and clear, Joel. You're good to proceed.
PD 120.
Very good. I don't recognize the structure or the bridge, but I could hazard a guess as to where it's at. It's certainly a good vantage point, but I'll hold off on that. Let's go to the top to Jim in Grass Valley KM6 DVT for your commentary.
Yes, came in pretty good. A lot of pixel pops. We have a lot of noise up here. I just on the voice. Looks like not balls. That's probably from the Canada side.
Okay, there's our first guess, and I'm betting it's a good one. Let's go to Bob, N6 PGQ.
Well, I was going to guess Niagara Falls, but I don't know. I don't recognize the bridge. Quality of the picture's good. Lots of pixel pops. Everybody's had them. You can see a rainbow down left side, left third, going up towards the bridge. Be interested to know exactly where this is and whether it's like this all the time in 6PGQ.
All right, very good. I don't recognize, like I said, the structures. I'm suspecting Joel might be throwing us a curve, but let's go to Carol and get her take on this. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, I'm going to guess this is also Niagara Falls. I know that Joel has quite a few pictures from that, and it looks like a really big fall with a lot of mist and a nice rainbow. Again, there's a lot of popping noise and a lot of pixel pops. So I think that Beale Air Force Base is doing a lot with their pave pause radar tonight. Of course, you know, it covers the same frequency we're on, and that's the reason why we can't avoid that. So back over to you there, Net Control, KP for MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. Yep, this might be a pave pause pixel pop night. How's that for alliteration? And Joel, I think, is the furthest south from it from us, so I don't know, maybe we're all going to be victims. But anyway, I was thinking Niagara Falls too, but like I said, I don't recognize the structures. So, Joel, why don't you tell us about the picture, the trip, the vantage point, and where it really is. Go ahead, Joel.
Yes, definitely Niagara Falls. This was actually taken quite a while ago. I spent a winter, literally 6 months, almost down to the day, in Niagara Falls, and had a very enjoyable time. Although where I worked was that kind of greenish square cube building that's on the extreme right. I actually worked in that building, and I stayed at a hotel that was like half a block away from it, off screen to the right. So I didn't really have to drive too much in the winter in Niagara Falls, which I'm sure kind of altered my perspective, much more enjoyable. I did have a car that I drove around occasionally, although I remember there was one trip where literally I had to dig a foot of snow off the car. I am standing on the American side, on Goat Island, and looking at the American Falls, which is the falls kind of in the center of the photo. The island in the near us is Luna Island, and the very small narrow falls between it and me, where I was standing, is called Luna Falls. That is the Rainbow Bridge that crosses over to Canada on the left. The right side of the river is America. That structure that stands up kind of in the center, you can't really tell, but it's quite a bit in front of, on my side of the Rainbow Bridge, and it's an observation deck. You can walk out onto it, and it sticks out about as far as the middle of the Rainbow Bridge in the background, and you get a really nice view high up, looking down at into the river gorge and at the falls, especially the American Falls that's in the center. When you think of Niagara Falls, usually you're thinking of Horseshoe Falls, which is behind me, about I don't know, eighth of a mile, quarter of a mile. Goat Island and all of this stuff is just in the middle of the river, more or less. And I don't know what the weather was like this day. I don't remember. It was probably cold, but it looks actually like a pretty nice day for there, and not a recent storm. You don't have everything covered in ice and snow. But I had a fun time, usually working 6 days a week, 5 days a week, and only had really one day to play tourist, one day to catch up on sleep. Back to Net, AI6DG.
Thank you, Joel. That's a very, very nice picture. And that is interesting, the lookout tower, like the lower part of it. I guess the mist obscures it, but it was hard to tell where it really was. And good capture of a rainbow in the mist, too. So thanks for that. That was nice. Okay, this is Bill, K6KRQ, Wednesday Slow Scan TV Net. Let me take a moment and see if anybody else has come along and would like to check in. Is there anybody else that would like to check into the Slow Scan TV Net?
November 6th, Delta Victor Mike.
Hello, Stuart. Glad to have you along. We'll see how you can do tonight.
If I'd like to, if there's time at the end after you close out the net to just submit a test image. I'm trying to diagnose my issues, and I'm doing it 1 week at a time because I'm lazy. I changed my digi-rig, so I'm going to see if that works. If not, I'm going to go to my antenna. Over.
All right, very good. So we're only a couple of transmissions in so far, so take your time, iron things out, and we'll see what happens. So that's going to bring, one more time, anybody else? Okay, no one else heard. All right, let's go to Bob in Northmost Roseville, N6PGQ. What do you have for us tonight?
Oh, this is PD120 and 6PGQ.
They're very good. Looks like everybody's going to get pixel pops tonight, but this is a good picture. I've got a guess, but I'm going to hold off. We're going to go all the way to the top to Jim, KM6DVT, for first comment. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, that's a good one. Safety is our best insurance. And an arrow pointing to the right. It looks like, oh, could be, there's a tank to the left. Looks like another tank to the right. Underneath almost looks like it could have been an oven or a stone entranceway. And a cable reel there, too, below the sign. Don't know what it is.
All right, thank you, Jim. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG, and see what he thinks.
Well, we're in a building of some kind. You can kind of see the roof up above and a skylight up on the upper right corner. And that must be a support column in the dead center that's going up. Big wall in the background with, I don't know if it's a window or a hole, but you can see light coming in. I don't know if these are two of the same thing or if they're different, but yeah, they're big and round and doesn't really look like a tank to hold a fluid of any kind, almost like a kiln or something. Brick, well, that probably means it's old style brick, so it's probably something old. And the font on the sign looks old, but looks overall pretty neat and clean. And if they're saying safety is your best insurance, that must mean that there's some level of risk at whatever activity is done here. So heavy manufacturing of some or production of something of some kind. AI60G back to net.
Thank you, Joel. Good observations. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Okay, yeah, this is KP4MD. This picture, looks like it came through a little stronger. The pixel pops are not so noticeable, although, yeah, actually they are. I got about 2 or 3 dozen pixel pops. And, yeah, I'm seeing the thing on the left, in the left extreme of the picture, there's some kind of a round a structure. What that kind of reminds me of is some of those, how do you say, they're facilities for containing like gas, so like natural gas. They have these things that have a top that goes up and down depending on the level of how much they're filled. I'm guessing that has something to do with that. And I don't know what that other structure, it looks like brick on the right side, but it also seems to have like a dome also over the top of it. Perhaps that's something that also is some kind of a storage facility. I'm just guessing. I have no idea what it is. So back over to you, KP4MD.
Thank you, Carol. Also good observations. Let me go to Stuart, N6DVM, and see if he's got reception, and if he did, a comment. Go ahead, Stuart.
Yeah, I'm receiving, I think as well as anybody else, this transmission that's the issue. Like an older building, the brick structure looks like an industrial plant or a storage facility, so I'm going to guess this is in the U.S. and on the eastern U.S., given the age of the building and the structure. I'm going to guess those are salt piles that are used for roads. So I'm going to guess it's a storage area for road salt storage on the east coast of the United States. That's the best I can do. N6DVM.
Thank you, Stuart. That was a good observation and guess also. I'm going to say that because of Bob's kind of sort of proximity to it, that it's the Gladding McBean site in Lincoln. But let's find out. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. Go ahead.
Well, for once, I didn't have Carol guess what it was. Well, you are absolutely right. This is the Gladding McBean factory. Was there a few weeks ago on a tour, and the sign says, "Safety is your best insurance," and below the arrow it says, "This way out," because if there's a problem, you have to know how to get out of there. Those are beehive kilns, and they are used for almost everything that they make, mostly the smaller sewer pipes that you see in almost every place in the West Coast. Let me drop this. The archways that you see in the kiln on the right is an entranceway into the kiln, and they put the clay product inside there on big racks, and then they brick up the entryways so that they're closed, and then gradually bring the temperature up and let it cook for a few days and gradually let the temperature down, and you have sewer pipes or ornamental terracotta or whatever they want to put in it. usually in the wintertime they're making sewer pipes because they're making a large inventory of them, and then the people that work in the spring and summer to do the construction will have a supply to be used. So this is a really historic plant. It's over 150 years old, and you don't get into it very much anymore because they're worried about liability. N6PGQ.
All right, very good. Great picture. Great topic. For those of you that remember Huell Hauser from his programs on public television, KVIE up here in Sacramento, one of his episodes, because if you remember, he did all California stuff, he did an episode on the Gladding McBean plant, and it's pretty interesting, like all of his things. All right, Bob. Well, again, thank you for that. Great picture. Before I go on, I want to give a shout-out to one of our YouTube viewers. Excuse me if I butcher this name, Piempi. It's good to have you. I don't know if we've had you before, but it's good to have you. All right, we are going to move on to Carol. It is your turn, Carol's KP4MD, and if you are queued up, you are good to go.
Okay, very good. This is KP4MD, and this is going to be PD120. PD120.
right, very good. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Citrus Heights is dodging paved pause either. This is Bill, K6KRQ. I'm going to venture this is from Carol's recent travels, but that's all I can say about it. But I will be interested to see if any of the guys can pick out any of the gear that we can see. So let's go to the top again to Jim, KM6 DVT for first comment.
Your guess is as good as mine. It seems like the display area there is older equipment, a couple of radios you can see of the screens. And where he's standing back there, it looks like it's the power circuit breakers. All the cables coming out of it, whether it's radio or, or television station, I have no clue. There's a row of pixel pops on the bottom also.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, that row along the bottom is, Carol just quite didn't dodge the repeater ID, but I'm grateful it came out on the bottom. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG.
So on the right side, we've got a row of rack equipment. Looks like they're behind glass doors. This resolution's not really there for me to recognize what's there. I see maybe some HF rigs with displays, maybe some power supplies or amplifiers. On the left, we've got a couple of consoles. The one near us has got a chair sitting in front of it. I see a keyboard, maybe a phone or a mic cord, a coiled mic cord. I can't really tell. Maybe some notes or scratch paper. And then behind that, in the background, is another station with a couple of consoles and a guy standing next to them, and a display that I can see. And oh, there's a keyboard there too. What's a little confusing to me is this almost looks like a home, because in the background I see kind of like maybe a front door with an arch above the front door. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure what that is in the background behind them. Is this someone's ham shack? Is this a commercial install of some kind? This is awfully fancy and big for a ham install, but it's not impossible. We all get a bit crazy in our hobbies. Back to Net AI6DG.
All right, very good, Joel. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ.
Well, I know that Carol last week was in Connecticut, so my guess is that this is some of the equipment at W1AW in Newington. It doesn't look like any of this stuff is, well, there's three looks like ICOM radios about halfway down. I don't know if this is the W1AW station that broadcasts code practice, or if this is the club station that the members of W1AW and visitors can use. Be interested to know from Carol. Again, everybody's got pixel pops, so I guess it's whatever Beal is dishing out, N6PGQ.
Thank you, Bob, and well said. And those are good observations. Let's go to Stuart, N6DVM. Go ahead, Stuart.
I'm going to sense you're getting close. These are IT racks behind glass, and I've been in quite a few IT data centers for servers. This doesn't look like this because those are in air-conditioned rooms and they're very noisy, and you want to have a workstation nearby. And they also need to be in a secure environment. This is not secure. So I'm going to guess this is a broadcast radio or television station with a workstation. I agree those look like radios in there, but there's other broadcast equipment. And I'm going to guess the last comment is pretty close. The best I can do, N6DVM.
Thank you, Stuart. I think you guys are onto something. I don't know, but I sure am curious as to the function of it. I will bet that it's in Newington from her trip. So let's go to Carol and find out what it is. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, very good. Well, Bob, you get the cigar. This is the Hiram Percy Maxim Memorial Station W1AW in Newington, Connecticut. And what you're seeing there behind the sliding glass doors and those Harris racks, those are all the transceivers that are that used to transmit our bulletins and code practice. The time I took this picture was 5 p.m. Eastern Time on last Wednesday, actually. which would have been around 2 p.m. here. And as you could see through the windows, you could see the windows in the background there. It's kind of dark because it was starting to get towards nighttime there. The gentleman that you see leaning against that console in the back, he was the operator on duty. The chief operator had already left for the day, so they have a duty operator that does the nighttime schedules. They were transmitting on 10 different frequencies. All the HF frequencies they were on were full legal limit, and they have a little decreased power on 6 meters. I think 200 watts on 6 meters, and I don't know what they transmit on 2 meters. I know it's not the full kilowatt. And they were actually at this time transmitting CW practice, Morse code practice, and at that operating position on the left, it was a computer, a PC that was running FL Digi, and that's what they were using to send to CW practice. All of those transmitters were going at the same time. And that box that you see at the back inside behind the glass with all those cables dangling out, those are coaxial cables going out to the various antennas on the property. So yeah, we didn't get a chance to operate from the, they have 4 operating studios, by the way, for visiting operators. But at the time we were there, of course, they were doing the broadcast, so there was no way that we could do any operating, but we were just observing what they were doing, and we had a nice tour. Got a lot of nice pictures, and this was just a general picture of W1AW. Now, the operating studios are on the left, and they're in nice soundproof rooms. So you can have 4 different operators at the same time talking on different bands, and not even know the other ones are talking. So that's the story. Back to nets, KP4MD.
Thank you, Carol. That's an excellent picture and excellent subject matter. I've listened to the code practice a couple times. Now I can see where it sources from, so interesting. Okay, again, thanks for that. Let's go to Stuart, and let's have Stuart give us a try on his transmit. We know he can receive. Why don't you give it a try to transmit if you're ready, Stuart?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just going to send a test image on Robot 36 for speed. Again, please don't comment on the image, simply to see whether the white noise is gone. The only thing I've done since last time is replace my sound device. Robot 36. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. Never mind, N6NA.
Hey, that's no problem. That's what we're here for, so keep poking around on it, and we'll see what happens when we're at the end. All right, that's going to bring it to my turn here. So I've got one queued up. I'm going to send this one PD120. Here it comes. All right, it's finishing up on YouTube. Let's go to Jim, Cam6 DVT. First comment on this one. Go ahead, Jim.
Looks like El Capitan. Oh my goodness, it's a Yosemite, I guess. It looks like the sun is just about going down. Good picture though. Yeah, excellent.
All right, close. Thanks for that, Jim. Let's go to Joel, AI6DG. I'll bet you he's got an outlook on it. Go ahead, Joel.
Mount Whitney, definitely. And you got the needles going off to the left, and they're hidden behind the mountain behind it. One of those is going to be Mount Mirror, and I think some of the others of them have needles. I'm names. I'm not sure. Trying to decide if this is where this was taken, and I'm kind of thinking a Mountaineers route up, or we're looking up the North Fork at least. But yeah, this wouldn't be sunset. This would be sunrise, and an older photo. Do I see some? I can't tell for sure. You know, old photos, they have that color drift because especially the ectochrome, as the film ages, you get a color shift. And a lot of old photos, you can tell this from that, but it could just be the color balance from it being sunrise. Back to net, AI6DG.
Very good. Thank you, Joel. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ. Tell me how you guys got pixel pops on this one. From YouTube, it didn't look as severe. I can see them, but it's not as severe. So go ahead, Bob.
Okay, these are the fewest pixel pops that I have seen, and I agree. It looks like it's an older picture on film. Be interesting to know when and the details about it. But least number of pixel pops that I've seen this evening. N6PGQ.
All right, thank you, Bob. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD.
Yeah, KP4MD here. I really can't say what this is, but I have to agree. It's very clear. Just about a dozen pixel pops I could just see over the pretty much over the evergreens, but it looks like a very steep hillside and some really pointy, sharp peaks there in the background. I have no idea where this is. Back to net, KP4MD.
All right, thank you, Carol. Let's go to Stuart, N6DVM. How'd you get it?
I got it poorly, but it wasn't your fault. I was playing with my sound card. I had a tear at the very top, and then it tried to render down below, but that was me. Yeah, this looks like the spires. I'm trying to also figure out the view. I just opened up Google Maps and looking down and trying to figure out from the road view of what direction this is coming from on maybe on south side, but I don't think that's what it is. So I agree with everyone. I just don't know exactly the vantage point. It's a beautiful, beautiful shot. N6DVM.
All right, thank you, Stuart. Well, Joel was like spot on. It is Mount Whitney, and the needles on the left. One of them is Keeler needle. It escapes me what the other one is. I'm sure I'll think of it as soon as I'm done. This is an old picture. You were spot on there too. I took it with. It's about, I don't know, over 20 years old. I took it with a digital camera. It was like, I think it was good then, like 2-point-something megapixel. It is at the Whitney portal, just starting the trail. I drew a permit to climb the mountain that day, but I never made it. Had to turn around. I just didn't make it. It is in the morning, as Joel said. The sun's just coming up over the Inyo Mountains to the east on the other side of the Owens Valley. And what's the picture doesn't do it justice. The way they call it the alpenglow strikes like the rock is just magnificent. It's not as good on the transmission, but Joel was spot on. Pretty neat place from the Whitney portal looking up. So there you go.
But
Go ahead again, Joel. I didn't get that.
how far up did you go? When did you turn back?
Oh, I only made it maybe like 3 miles, and then I figured I was carrying too much stuff, and the altitude was getting to me. So I decided I didn't. My son was with me; he could have made it, but I decided I didn't want a helicopter rescue or anything. So we turned around and went to. I think I came home and we went to the Grand Canyon with the rest of the family.
Do you remember if you made it to or past Outpost Camp or Mirror Lake?
I would have been happy if I made it that far, not even.
Okay, that sounds like you didn't even make it to Lone Pine Lake.
Nope, it was a fail.
Good experience, though, and you got this picture, so you got some nice views. AS60.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat place, even going up. I've posted a couple of them on here from up there. That's kind of neat up there. Anyway, we're getting close to the top of the hour. I'll check to see if anybody's got a burning desire photo or any questions or comments, and if not, I will close it out. Alrighty then, this is Bill, K6KRQ. I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net. It's a good turnout tonight. Plenty of good pictures and good commentary. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. I am closing the net officially at 9:53 p.m. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening. 73. N6DVM, K6KRQ.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have a minute to send another image?
Yeah, I'm here for you. Go ahead when it give it a final check and let it rip when you're ready.
All right. Once again, Robot 36.
Stuart, that is markedly better than last week, but I still get the snow, and I can still hear like the ocean roar in the background.
Yeah, I can see it on YouTube. I'll still say that's bad. So it's not the sound card, apparently. And now I'll work up the chain here, work on the feed line and the antenna as well. Again, I can receive fine. I can transmit and receive fine on another device using a handheld from my mobile rig. It's transmitting on the repeater that's been the issue, and I'm trying to knock out one thing at a time. So I appreciate your help, and I'll try again next week. N6DVM.
So tell me, from what you see on YouTube, do you think that it looks improved yourself?
Possibly. I'll also throw out that it looks better because it's a test image, and it inherently has higher contrast. But yeah, I mean, I'll take that. But there's still a problem, so whatever's going on is still there. So I will have to keep working on it.
question?
Go ahead, Joe.
So you sound great on voice. Is that the same radio or a different radio as you're trying to do the slow scan on?
The same radio.
I wonder, if you look at levels, what the levels from the computer into the radio, what the audio level is, maybe it just needs to be louder.
I did. I had the level at max. This started, so I was same setup and same computer and same. This is a computer I only use for ham radio. It's a ThinkPad. Same radio, and I've been transmitting successfully for months. And then one week on this net back in November, I started doing this, and I really didn't make any changes. And so I looked back and looked at sound and reset the sound to default levels, and then I tried experiments sending from my mobile rig to an HT. I have a BTEC UV Pro with a TNC, and it also does slow scan on an Android app or iOS. Well, not the iOS, just the Android app. And doing that directly without the repeater, it worked fine. And so I've been casually trying to work on each part of the chain. And then tonight I have 3 digi-rigs. I put a different digi-rig on it and see if that would help. I don't know if that helps you.
How many audio devices do you have on that system? Could there be a hot mic somewhere that's picking up stuff?
There is a new radio. So I have a FT710 also plugged in on USB, doing FT8 and Whisper. But this happened before I put that in. This started before I added that. This was this past week. This has been going on for a couple of months, and nothing else changed. And there is no other radio.
Did you listen to the YouTube as to what you sounded like? And if you did, I would suggest you do that so that you can hear what it sounds like. Because literally it sounds like there's white noise in the background on top of your signal.
You mean on voice?
No, on slow scan.
Yeah, I've seen that. I played back the video as well. It's either the computer, something changed the computer, or it's the feed line. My voice, again, you said my voice sounds fine. I haven't had any problem with it. I'm going to go back and focus on the computer. What's also interesting, this happened on 2 different devices, computers. This happened to me on a ThinkPad running Ionic MMS TV. Also, the same thing happened running Black Cat software on a Mac Studio computer. The same result on 2 different setups.
So that eliminates the computer as likely the cause, something in the radio or the cabling.
Yeah, so I did the cabling or this tonight, and it could be the radio. I did reset the radio to factory settings twice, and it still happens.
Yep, I'm just throwing out ideas, hoping I can be helpful and not just make it worse or confuse you. It sounds like you're being methodic, and not much more I can say. It's really hard to do things remote.
Yeah, no, thank you. You've been great. Thanks for your help. It's hard to, this is hard to do with nobody on the other end. It's hard to test, and I do want to test it on a repeater. Again, subjectively, it's working on simplex from the setup. Just going to, again, the HT and the app on the phone. And what I'll do is I'll work keep looking at it and keep trying each week that we're on the net and see what happens.
Yep, good luck with that. Let us know if we can help. AS6DG.
Right. Great. I appreciate it. Thanks again. N6DVM.
All right, Stuart, thanks for coming. Anyway, stay with it. We'll talk to you later. K6, KRQ.